I know it looks strange here without Lalit, but here we are. Well, here I am. Lalit's coming, and I want to see who's here today. Um, Bora, thank you for coming. Oh, you're just wonderful, my sweet SR. Hello. Happy Friday to you too. And we're going down the line. Ness, God bless you. And Julie, Louisa, McGrill. McGrill is back. Yes. And with good news. And I'm going to wait until there's more people here in the stream to spread the good news, McGrill. Yeah, she's got some good news. You know, Lalit is having a little trouble getting my email, so I'm going to work on it a little bit more here and just keep sending her, sending her the link. And she says she's not getting my email. Well, I did something. One of my viewers, actually, it was one of my friends, said that, and nobody, everyone's been so nice, they haven't mentioned it. When I lean into my microphone, it starts going in and out of vision, and it could be very distracting. And one of my friends, her name is Dawn of Mediumship, texted me and said, you got to do something about that mic. And so I have a t-shirt, a green t-shirt over the mic. So if I lean in, there's the t-shirt. You say, technology, I love it. And I was just looking for this color green because I have a green screen. And what was interesting is that I pulled this out, and I had forgotten because it was a little small. I couldn't wear it for a while. But then it said, a friend gave it to me, and it says, I am one bad relationship away from being called the crazy bird lady. That's so. Hello, Rocky. It's good to see you, Leah. Thank you for coming. And we're just going to go ahead and start jibber jabbering. And I don't know what's happening with Lalit. I'm going to we're just going to wait for her to come in. All the links are good. And she says she's not getting my emails. SR, hello. Everybody's so sweet. Okay, I'll just start with you, Leah. Hello, ladies. May I ask for a general reading on my health? As I mentioned before, I do not do health. I just do the vibes, the emotional vibes, and this energy signature. And then you can do with that what you like, because what we feel is what we get mostly. Linda Kennedy, it's nice to see you. Oh, yes, maybe the computer issues or network. Yeah, it's probably it. Joyful Journey, hello. Hello. It's so nice to see you. So, Leah, would you be so kind as to type your birthday into the chat box so I can do a little numerology, maybe teach a little numerology while we wait, because I know nothing about astrology. I'll just make stuff up, like Pluto is in Neptune, and you're going to have a great day. That's what. How's that, Ness? Is that a good prediction? Neptune in Pluto. That would be great. So I got out my Lenormand cards. I don't know what made me do it. I've got it here. Hola, mi amiga. I'm just in the middle of
my headphones on.
Yeah, I'm just good. Something. Oh, Leah, thank you. I'm going to write down. I'm going to mute you so we can. There we are. I love muting my friends. Just put that right down. Julie, hold that. I'm going to star you, Julie. Lalit is in the house. That's right, McGrill. Okay, I've got your. So Leah, I'm going to give you a quick little general reading because I love to read people, and I love to do it with numbers. So I have so your personal year is 7, which means you kind of want to hang out by yourself. You'll have that impulse to do it. It's like people with all their busyness and all their drama. It's like next, right? So that's what this year is all about. And what it is the most intuitive. To build your intuition, this is the year to do it. I'm going to go a little bit further now and move into, we lost her again, 68 to 5. So you're used to having that's sort of the 7 and the 5 are about the same, except the 5 life path is more gregarious. You like being in front of the camera instead of if you're not a camera buff, where you want to do your own show or something like that, that's okay. It's like your life path, your superpower is like being that quick wit that gets everybody on board, and you can move. Here's a little something for you. You will be able to kind of move with the spirit, move with the energies. All right. That's what you were born to do. So that means that obstacles, when they come up, if you're not like loosey goosey around them, then you're not in alignment with your number. So I know that's a big ask because there's a lot of things coming in from right field, left field, I guess, one field, backfield, and it kind of gets you uptight. So that's one of the things. If you're not able to just change horses in the middle of the stream with a smile, that's one of the that is one of the challenges, or the lessons that are coming in for you at this time. I'm moving into Leah. I'm moving into the cards. So I have lots of love here. I have lots of love for you. I know, SR. It does sound nice, doesn't it? I've got the 6 of Cups reverse, which is family of origin, old friends. And then I have the Page of Pentacles crossing. That might be a block and restriction. But you know what? You have enough, and there is a love around you. Now, if you're not vibing with this message right now, it's imminent. So I usually go 1 month out, but I'm not doing that tonight because this is right now. I have the 2 of Cups and the Ace of Cups. That means someone you really love. There will be a deepening in that relationship. There is something that should have just been let go of that you're not letting go of. And that's cool. You should. This is death reversed, meaning, it's something has come to a natural ending. And you're just hanging on for a little bit. Now, this death that or this natural death that you're hanging on to might be, it can be as simple as giving up your idea of being single, giving up your idea of playing Wimbledon, giving up your idea of being a mathematician, giving up your idea of fill in the blank. It could be that simple. Doesn't have to be big. Doesn't have to be big. Another Page of Cups, great, really, really great messages of love. Pentacles are coming in, and the 7 of Cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 7 of Cups is here. And the last card, which kind of gives you the whole reading, it's what is the umbrella of the reading. And that is the 7 of Wands reversed. Upright means defending your position. Reversed means don't do that. whatever tree you're barking up, the spirit is saying that's the wrong tree to bark a whole lot at. So that's your message for today. And we've got Lalit back. Thank you so much, Leah. I hope that serves you well. Leah says old ways. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, before we get to, hi, Lalit.
Hi.
Before we get into Lalit, I do have an announcement to make. McGrill, who is in the house tonight, her mama just went through some surgery last week, and everything is good. They got all of it. She's mama's on top of the world, and I had asked you to send a prayer to Laura when McGrill told me about it. So anyway, that's what I want to do. Thank you for the prayers and keep them coming because it's really working. So hello, Lalit.
Hello.
I was just doing a can dance while we were waiting for the master to come in.
Well, if they want me to go away so you can dance some more.
I don't think they want that. I don't want that.
Hi, everybody. StreamYard sent me on a wild goose chase for a little while. But
down to Vegas and back.
Well, yeah, it's pretty much.
So so Lalit's going to start with the predictions for next week. I'm going to go away and check the boxes people who would like us to do a reading for them, and I'm going to highlight them. Please put it all in caps. I appreciate that. And you're on.
All righty. So how are you all today? Have you been noticing the energy's changing a bit, isn't it? So we talked last week, a quick recap of just how the week went. We had all kinds of things in Gemini. Remember, we said communication is the key word. And, you remember having seen probably a statue of the Greek and Roman god known as Mercury or Hermes. And you see that he's called the winged messenger, and he has little wings on his ankles because he carries messages really fast and he travels at the speed of light. So that little statue can help you remember, if you get an image of the winged messenger with the little angel wings on his ankles, that the communication is also quick moving. Quicksilver is the name for Mercury, the old name that in English, and it is speedy, lots of changes, fluidity, like the element Mercury, which is fluid, and does govern your nervous system, electricity, and in the body it can rule the hands and also the lungs. Maybe you've been having some allergy problems. And there's been so much happening in Gemini with the new moon, and lunation on the 6th is still active. So the energy is really in the realm right now of thoughts, ideas, communication, and social activity. And the element of air is really intense because we have so many planets, all those planets in Gemini. I'm going to show you the chart in a minute. And we also have the air sign Aquarius. So air all over the place. Technological things, societal changes, new perspectives, and also some legal issues there in the way. So it's been a good time for musicians and writers and authors. And on the 11th, we had a big square of Mars and Pluto. It didn't go so well for 45, not a good day for his legal issues. Also on the 12th, we had Mercury square Saturn, very bad for legal things. And so there's going to be some negative downturns, and I don't think those appeals will go well because the legal issues are looking worse and worse. So together, the Venus and the Sun were in the last degrees of Gemini, all square Neptune. So that was like a lack of clarity, deception, lying, and think of this like the 7 of Cups, where you have the little baubles and bangles in the air, but they're not real. So some elements of deceit. Okay, so today, let's jump to today. And for today, we have some changes happening. So this is for June 14. I wrote a little note. If you want to put some notes on your calendar, and then you could start observing yourself, how astrology affects you, because that is the best way for you to learn about astrology. So you could take notes of these things and see how you're feeling on this day. June 14, we have Mercury square Saturn. This is Mercury square, I have to move my hand the opposite way, Saturn in Pisces. This can be a little bit of grumpy attitude. I'm feeling a little bit grumpy, I notice, and a little bit mad about things, maybe a little bit unhappy. It's not a happy day, or you have a lot of oppression, you have a lot of work to do, you're feeling under mental strain, so many things to take care of, and emails to write and stuff to do like that. So that's the kind of day we have with Mercury square Saturn. Mercury is today Kazemi in Gemini. It's rulership house, so very strong and in the heart of the sun. So this is like a Mercury reset. You can have significant changes in your mindset, both individually and collectively. And things are really kind of coming to a head. It's a really good time for self-evaluation and a reset, empowering moment. So this is a big, powerful day. And for another reason, also, on this same day today, June 14th, Venus, this is a sign for Venus. Venus is also in Gemini, and it's square Neptune in Pisces. So what would you think about that? We know Venus is love, romance, relationships, and Neptune is kind of spiritual and dreamy, and sometimes not really realistic. So you might get yourself into trouble. It could be like real hot and heavy, and maybe not super realistic. So keep your feet on the ground if you can in love matters. But all of these things are working together, really, because Mercury and Venus are close together in Gemini, and Neptune is close together also to Saturn in Pisces. So everything is kind of a big mishmash right there, and it's a powerful time. You notice some strong energies. So you have some possible romantic, emotional, intoxicating excess, or possibility of bad judgment or decisions in love, or maybe you real spontaneous and you regret it the next day, something like that. Something like the Seven of Cups card. Okay, so this is today, June 14th, 2024. Now, the next big event, and this will be for this, this will be happening, for a few days, okay. June 17, Mercury and Venus are conjunct each other, and they will have moved on the 17th. They change sign into Cancer, both of them. Now, what do you think about that? They're going from Gemini, which is an air sign, into Cancer, which is, of course, a water sign and very emotional. So we're starting to get into the water element, and the sun will be there soon too. So here we have Mercury and Venus in Cancer, square Neptune in Pisces. Pisces also is water sign. And we have Mercury conjunct Venus in Cancer. So water, water, water. And I'd say that this is kind of a financial reset button. You need to be observing your financial responsibility and check out Venus does govern your financial, or your things that you value, not only money, but things that you value. So you need to take some inventory a spiritual inventory in this area and see if you should reorganize a little bit, either in terms of relationships, your financial responsibility with other people, but go look deep into it. And don't be buying any Trump Bibles or Truth Social stock. I'm not kidding, I'm kidding, but there might be some snake oil salesman lurking in the shadows like that. So weigh your options. Don't make any rash decisions economically in those next few days. And there might be some kind of unmasking, like Wizard of Oz moment. The wizard hiding behind the curtains. So with Mercury square Neptune, it's a really great day for daydreams, for precognitive dreams. You can really get your dream journal out and pay attention to your impressions in dreamland. Good for writing poetry, movie scripts, screenwriting, music, visionary and intuitive insights, and double down on all this stuff, because with all of these happening in Cancer, the watery emotional sign, and guess what? Moon enters Scorpio that day. So this is mediumship, the seeing on the other side of the veil. And that 17th then is a big day for all that. Moon entering Scorpio. Everything's grand trine in, well, you have all the water signs. You've got Cancer with Mercury and Venus. You have Pisces with Neptune and Saturn, and then you have the moon in Scorpio. So all the water signs are covered, and that's intense emotional period. So the energies are starting to shift. Now, the thing that will happen on the 20th, we have one little thing going on. On the 20th, we have the sun is square Neptune. So June 20th, sun is square Neptune. And then, that could be maybe a little bit of conflict or upsetting emotional things. And then the sun enters Cancer. That is the day of the solstice. That really should be I think around 4 p.m. Pacific maybe on the 21st, actually, on the 21st in California. Now I figured out I got the charts for you to see also, and so the solstice is happening at the same time of the full moon, and guess what time that is? Deborah, it's at the time during our show is the actual time that this is going to occur next week.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
yeah.
wow.
So I figured it's going to be around 6:15, I think. I made a little calculation, but just looking at the planets, and it looks like it's going to happen right as our show is getting going. So on the 21st, you will have the full moon. So the full moon is in Capricorn and the sun is in Cancer. They call it the strawberry moon. I figured it's going to be about 6:15 Pacific time, but that's just a rough calculation, estimate from looking at the speed of the moon. So it's going to be very low in the sky. It's the lowest. So the moon is going to be way down in the horizon, very low. It's, I think, the lowest full moon of the year. So that makes it look bigger. It's going to be really big. They call it the strawberry moon. It's going to be amber in the sky, and it's a really big moment. So I do have, I did make the chart for these things. We'll take just a quick peek. We could see from today, this position for today, and then we'll jump over to the, this is today. Okay, so this is right now, June 14th at this time, and we have a little, you see all of these planets in Gemini, Venus, Mercury, Sun, and Jupiter, all in Gemini. And these three planets, Sun, Mercury, and Venus, will all be shifting into Cancer. Right now, they're squaring the moon, and it's a T-square with Saturn. So it's a kind of a heavy emotional atmosphere today, a little oppressive, and a lot of heaviness and and maybe feeling of difficulty. So now let's just move over to the full moon on the 21st so you can just take a look. So this is the full moon, and you see that the sun, oops, oh, you don't see it, do you? Oh, shoot. It moved, it changed screen. Give me 1 second. I figured out how to do this, but I'm a little slow at it. Should get a pop-up. Oh, man. I did this several times today and it worked, but I'm not getting the prompt to move it over. Well, I will get it figured out when Debra's talking and move this. I have to move this over to another screen so to show it to you. And when I'm panicking like this, it's not allowing me to move it. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, so sorry, was showing completely the wrong thing. So anyway, I'll figure out how to show that to you a little bit later. And I think you're going to find out, you're going to find that one thing coming up I did want to mention more in the distant future, the days right around the Republican convention. I think that's July 14 to 16. Let's see, I wrote it down here. I want you to be really understanding that this conjunction of Mars and Uranus is also conjunct the fixed star Algol, and it's very serious kind of thing for crazy people and earthquakes of the physical type in the earth and earthquakes, metaphorically speaking, with other people. If you're planning summer vacations, be careful about traveling on those particular days, 14th, 16, a couple days in either direction, because it's going to be grossly unstable and a little, you get yourself in trouble and some danger. It's going to be a really crazy time. And I predict that some big upheaval is going to be happening at that convention. And we will talk more about that later. And at our meeting next week on the 21st, we'll go into the full moon, and I'll have it set up so you can look at it and all. It's going to be a really wonderful event, and it's going to be shifting toward the emotional. So about 1 month ago in May, we had all the planets bunched up in Taurus, Earth energy. Then they moved into Gemini. We all felt that shift, and that's when the trial was on, and the all of the legal stuff happening, and now we're still in Gemini, but we're moving into water in a couple days. So big changes, and I'm looking forward to those things going into water. I love the water signs. I have a Scorpio moon too, so I'm happy with stuff in water, and I hope you are too. But be ready for some emotional intensity. And we bring it back to Debra. Hello.
I'm busy.
Divine Mystique. I had come up with a new name for you. If I have to remember, it was very cute. I'll see if I can remember what it was.
I've got to do some work here. Some major work, because we had a bot join us. Captain Morgan.
Oh dear.
Drew my attention to it. Just for some housekeeping here, Marby, am I correct in saying that you wouldn't mind being a moderator on my show? And Captain Morgan, you too? Just put yes, and then I'll just add you after the show, because we can't have crazy bots. When I first started out, there was a bot that took over, and someone congratulated me because it's like a sign of good luck. People are going to
sign of good luck. Oh yeah, they say this in Italy. No, I don't think it's a good luck. No.
Anyway, hello. Okay, now I do have some joyful journey. I got you, girl. I'm just going to say joyful journey.
Did you want me to talk for another minute while you look at that? I did. There is one thing I could talk about that.
Okay, go ahead and talk about it, because you've got some questions in the chat that I'd like
Oh.
to do first. I mean, when you're the
Okay.
next
All
thing.
right.
Okay.
I wanted to mention, some of you may have heard about this gentleman. Oh, I can't think of what his name is, but he had a video on Times Radio. I could put a link up to this, but he's the gentleman who has successfully predicted all the elections since Ronald Reagan. He knows everything that's happening, and he has a very interesting video on timesradio.uk on YouTube, and he describes how he had an encounter with a seismologist who was a scientist that his specialty was predicting earthquakes, and that man said, look, I can help you. We can go. I don't know anything about politics, but I know how to use statistic to make predictions. And they set up this whole system that's quite interesting of how to predict. And he has his predictions are not quite finished yet, because there are of 13 keys. One person has to get 7, and then it's a sure thing. They get 7 and it's sure. But right now it's leaning heavily towards Biden, but.
No buts.
A couple factors to he can't give his official prediction yet.
Okay.
But it's very interesting, because he has figured out a mathematical system of looking at 13 different factors, and it's worked every election, every single one. It's a very interesting thing.
He doesn't use any tarot cards?
No, no tarot cards. It's
amazing.
Based on a statistical analysis of 13 different things that need to happen.
Oh, what a mind.
And 7 of them, when 7 of them swing toward one person, either the incumbent or the challenger, it's been accurate every time. It's such an interesting thing. And this was on the Times Radio.
So what I'll do is get that link from you and place it in the show notes.
Okay, I'll send it to you right now.
For everybody. Send it to me. And I do have some questions with astrology in mind. Okay. So I need to go to the top here. Thank you for being patient, everyone. Okay. Oh, and there's something else I want to do. We have a new person here, first name, last name. Thank you so much for coming. And let me tell you what's going on. So Lalit and I come on every Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific. And she does a predictions through astrology for the coming week, excuse me. And I do cards and I try to make jokes. But if you would like to keep up, see what she showed earlier, people have already got their charts. So how you get your chart sent to you is by emailing her at astrologyvibrations, plural, @gmail.com and request your chart and packet, and then you would pull that out. If you're learning astrology, you pull that out and kind of follow along and see what's going on. Plus, Lalit will have it in her system. Database. That's right. And we've got some, and we have another one. And I appreciate you, Captain. Keep an eye out for me. Appreciate it. And I will make you a mod as soon as I have it. Now, gosh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, SR is here. She said, question for Lalit. How are relationships for me? And if time, when will I make more money? I like that.
Cannot figure out how to get this chart moved down. There's some with the new upgrade I got on Windows 11. It put a little toolbar across the top of my monitor, and that makes my screen immovable. And I just can't get rid of that. So give me a second. I'll just block out of that. Okay.
Does she need to see her chart, or can you just look at it?
I need to look at it, but I can't get to it right now. That's the problem.
Oh, I see.
I'm working on it.
I thought you were working on getting it up on the channel.
No, I can't even. Give me a minute to see how to move this thing over. I worked on it today. I did several run-throughs and I was able to move it, and now it's stuck. It happens when I put StreamYard up on the monitor and the astrology program. It then becomes like stuck.
There's a way to we'll figure it out. But if you want to sign off, go get out of the studio and try that way. I don't know. Okay. We're going to work on it. While you're working on it, I'm going to start my own.
I've got it.
Oh,
I closed out of the other one and reopened it, and then I can. It's small now. I can open it. Okay, I'll pull up SR.
Okay. Thanks everyone for being here. I really appreciate you. I look forward to Fridays. It's like free form.
I do too. What a nice, with all you nice people, what could be finer?
And then Linda Kennedy would also like you to look at her chart. Just ahead of time. No pressure.
Okay, no.
Oh, gosh. And then I'll start with Julie is next, and Joyful, Louisa, Stardust, Hypnicity. I love that. And first name, last name. What I do is the tarot. I mean, I pulled out my Lenormand deck today, so I don't know why I wanted to do that, but I just love them. And I'm going to play with those. I do tarot, I do numerology. So if you would like a reading, maybe add your birth date into the chat. Also, if you want, and these readings are at random. Free readings are at random. If you wanted to donate to the channel, donate to the channel, it puts you right up to the top. And Captain Morgan, you said you love the deck. Which one do you have? Are you talking about my deck that you just got? I love the deck. Which one do I have? So this one is called Lenormand, and it's a different way to read. It's not tarot, but it's like tarot. And it's by Sarah Manchetti, my favorite artist. And let me see if I can't give you a nice picture here I mean, here's the cage, or the key rather. I don't know if you can see it. The key, it's kind of shiny, so it's a little difficult, but the artwork is just fantastic. Here's the boat. And there's a way to do a grand tableau for these, and it's really quite nice. And then you add, these are 36, I think 36 or 38 card deck, and you do put them all out on the table. You could never do it with I could never do it here. A grand tableau is that way. And if you're reading for a man, you would go to the man, which is right here. This symbolizes the man. There's also a woman. So you go to the woman and you just begin the reading from there. And then you read from right to left. You can read diagonally. It really does. It's quite a way to figure out what's going on. You know, Captain, I also got, so you have an old Lenormand. This one comes in, if you're going to order one, this one comes in an extended version, which gives you extra men and extra women and something else extra because of the same sex the same sex marriages. There's also just it's a dynamic. I do have the extended one as well, but I've misplaced it. I've got so many decks. So do you have sure, I'll show you a lot of decks. That is for sure. 7 with the 2 personal years. So you ready with who are we reading?
We are looking at
Hi,
SR.
Denise. Oh, yes. Let me bow out. Hold on.
Okay. So, SR, you have at your midheaven, this is where your career and work is concerned. Your natal moon is there. So that also is in Libra and deals also with relationships. So there will be a time that, wait a minute, let me see here. Hold on a minute. Let me set the wheel up better. Hold on. I'm sorry. I need to do this one more time. Okay. So this is today. And so your moon is here, and Jupiter and all of these planets that we talk about in Gemini are getting ready to pass it. Venus is there now, today, exactly on top of your moon. This is a very good day for you to make communications because you've got a very good busy period for getting a job and making money coming up right now, because all of these planets that we talked about in Gemini are moving it past your moon, and it's a really good time for you to make a move. You need to do it this week to put out all of the, I don't know, LinkedIn things, whatever you can do, getting your resume out there and writing letters and sending stuff. You need to do it this week. Well, more than this week, you need to do it really soon. Now, when Jupiter moves over there, we'll have a better luck. More, that's when things will come to fruition. That is, you need to move now. And by the time Jupiter, the planet of really good things, moves a little bit forward, you will be in much better shape. And I need to set it up to just to find when Jupiter's going to be there, and I can't get the wheel to move right now for technical difficulties because all these things are in Gemini, and that makes technical difficulties. But I got it set up for today, but I'm unable to get it moving. But this whole period, within the year, you have about let me put it this way, for it to get through here, it's going to be almost 2-year period that Jupiter will be in a good place for you. So over the next 2-year period, you will be getting better and better opportunities for you, both in terms of relationships and money. Both areas will work for you. So there you go. All right, now we want to. I'll look at Linda Kennedy, Divine Misty, when you do a person, and I'll call her up, okay, and I'll get it set up.
And I need to talk to Captain Morgan. You said, let me update my info for Lalit. And you gave me the date, but do you have Captain Morgan? I think it might be under Rock Morgan.
I do have a Rock Morgan. Okay. I think he was the very first person I did. And then something, but that was so long ago.
That's kind of romantic even.
Well, with a name like Rock, what do you expect?
I know it.
Anyway, I just remember that. I remember the name, and I remember getting it as one of the first people. And then I didn't hear back from him. There was something about a question of time or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's 9:58. He said a.m. But if you have that,
9:58 a.m.
yes,
Is that an update?
and it
Okay, I
might
can
be
change it.
at Anaheim, California.
Okay.
Captain, did I get that right? So it is May 20th, 67, born in Anaheim, California, 9:58 a.m. So we'll
Okay.
just do that. But
Okay.
now
Let me.
you're
I'm
working
looking
on
at Linda.
Linda. So do you want me to push you away?
Yeah,
Well, you
I
look.
think I have Linda.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Not yet. Not yet. I'm getting it. I'm getting
I've
it
got
going.
Julie here. I'm gonna play around with my jewels here with the Julie. And I believe, yes, now you're having a 4 personal year, but you're a 1 life path. That can be really hard for a Julie. For I think I say that each week when you ask me for a reading. I know 2 years and 4 years, which means personal years. Thank God it just is like 1 calendar year. Now, if you're a 4 life path or a 2 life path, it doesn't matter. None of this matters. But having someone go into a 2 or a 4 personal year, the 2 is the frustrating part about the 2 is that you say things and people think you're an alien. I mean, you've said the same thing for years, the same way, and then all of a sudden people don't understand you. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then the 4 means that things don't move fast enough for you. Like for a 1 life path, if you're in a 4 personal year, it's like, come on, tick tock. I want to have something new come up. It seems like my life is a bit beige, but you'll find that that now I have this is for next week, and so I do have the 4 of Wands for the situation. Means you are on steady ground, and I do have the 3 of Swords reversed, and it's almost like you're on the other side of something emotional. You're restructuring your life in a way that's going to be quite powerful, but you're keeping it to yourself. It's like, I'm going to eat more broccoli, but I'm not going to tell anybody I'm going to eat more broccoli because if we're out, they're going to say, order broccoli and bug me about it. But so you keep it to yourself. Play by the rules. The one thing Spirit is saying right now is that you will have an opportunity to cut corners. You will have an opportunity to move past someone who really needs your time. And so the trick for getting through next week will be to say, if you're getting impatient with someone, imagine Spirit saying, this is important. So that's your mantra for next week, this week coming up. This is important. So there you have it. It looks like it starts, I mean, it's the whole week is that 4 of Wands. So it's a really good week for you, Julie. So how we doing here?
I'm ready.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
I got it to move over. Okay.
Okay.
I will zoom out just in case, Linda, I didn't ask permission to show her data. So what I'm going to do is just have it a little bit where you can't see that. So here's the important stuff. Linda, we were talking about the full moon that's coming up in Cancer. And I'd like you to look at your horoscope here. You've got Cancer in the 12th house, and your full moon is going to happen. The full moon will happen in your 12th house between 12 and 6. So this is a time that, the sun is going to be passing over your 12th house, and the moon is going to be over here. This is a time you might be having some issues with let's say taking care of other people. That might be a problem for you right now, and some burdens in your life of responsibilities or service in some way. And it could be it could be work related, some kind of heavy responsibility you're feeling anyway. But for this new moon coming, the full moon coming up in Cancer next week, this is a really great time for you to have a spiritual epiphany. When I say epiphany, I mean like a rebirth and some really your spiritual gifts, as you have the sun in Cancer right here rising, and you have Uranus close by. You have a very quick mind, and very sensitive, very intuitive. You're really good with working with children and family. You're very sensitive to the animal kingdom, but you're going to have a real rebirth, and it's going to be a very big time for you. All these planets in Gemini that we were talking about just passed over your moon. Do you think that it's an accident that the two people that just asked for questions both have the moon in Gemini? Ladies with the moon in Gemini. Moon is the spirit for females. The moon is super important, and both of you have had all these big transits in Gemini, and yours, Linda, have progressed further. So you've been going through a big month in terms of upheavals with friendships and social things, and a lot of changeability. But Jupiter's moving in. You're going to be having some happy times and some good fortune coming your way. You're probably having money problems, financial worries and stuff because of the second house with your Pluto here, but things are going to get better. And your Jupiter is going to be moving into a really fortunate place in terms of friendship and happiness and social life. So it's looking good. I didn't know if you had any specific questions, but that's what pops up. Okay, does that answer your question?
Did she have a question?
I don't know.
See. I think it was just a general
look at it.
Let me see here.
So
was that Linda?
Yes.
Right, Linda.
Yes,
yeah,
Linda. So that's your situation at this time.
That's great. So we have a new guest here today. First name, last name, and yes, you will. First name, last name says, I'd love to know what's been happening in my chart. so much karma coming up with romance. Oh my gosh.
This is a new person though that I haven't.
Yeah, you haven't gotten. She's new to us. Okay. So that's the one that we said, please give you an email, throw an email your way with, and you,
I'll send it to you.
And make sure you're the date of birth and
date, time, and place. And if you don't know the time, you need to tell me that. You just can't find it. The time is really essential to get a proper reading. If you don't have it, then you should specify. Otherwise, see if you can find out before you send it to me. All righty. I'll look at Captain Morgan.
Okay, look for Captain. He was saying something like he was moving and he's old, and I threw you under the bus, Captain. Sorry. But he when we first came on and he first saw it, he forgot about the information. So I think she has it. Let me go for first name, last name. I'm just going to check one more time to see if you have put in your birth date. And yes. Oh, good. Because you're new here. I want to be able to give you a reading right this minute. Let me write it down. And that. Look at all those sevens, girl. Jackpot. And I'm doing your personal year it's a 22-4 personal year, same as I mentioned before. I think it was with Julie. She has a 4 personal year. So that's when it's kind of, you feel a little stuck, but yours is a 22-4, which that's a master number. That means that you may feel stuck spiritually. But it doesn't mean you have to be stuck spiritually. It means this is the year to get unstuck. I'm just trying to read here. Pastor, okay. Oh, Captain, you've got another one. Let me finish with first name, last name. So you are, so you are a master number 11, but you're a 3811. The chances of you, so the challenge for all 11s is how they can control their emotions. If an 11, a master number 11, can control their emotions, they can be very, very successful in many ways. If they have trouble managing with even structure with the 11, then life just kind of bangs on a little bit, gets good, and then it gets bad. I mean, you know it. You felt it, but you're a 38. You're not a 29. You are a 3811, which means your road to, I think, your blessing of keeping your emotions at hand, in control. I believe it's a little easier for you. You're a little more grounded. And so you would have a great success coming up. That's okay, but I'm going to do, so keep that in mind that you are an 11, a 38/11. Now 38 means those are the lessons you need to learn. The 3 and the 8, you're supposed to learn those lessons. And then you can go into the full potential of your life path number, which is 3. No, where'd the 3 come from? Which is 11. I do have the moon for you. I have a lot of master cards here for you, sweetheart. I also have a love here. So this kind of love thing doesn't have to be a passionate love. It can be something you're passionate about, but it is the 2 of Cups. What's happening for you right this minute is that there's some ruckus underneath the surface with you. In other words, your self-talk, if I may say, is pretty awful. Stop it. You stop talking to my friend like that. And it looks like you feel controlled with a contract. This could be all in your head, not like a regular paper contract, or it could be a paper contract, but you feel like you're tight, just tight. And again, I've got the Tower here. Okay, I'm just going to say it. I've got the Tower here. It's reversed, meaning you're resisting setting new pathways, setting new pathways for your future. It's almost like you're almost too much in your head. So if you can get a girlfriend, go out to eat and jibber jabber about different things, not about your life, not about your focus, but get out of your head and go shoot pool. Or I don't care what it is. Go to high tea if you've never been. Go somewhere. Go to the beach. Doesn't matter as long as it's something new, so you can refresh your mind, because that moon will bring you, I don't think the moon can be honest with you sometimes. It's like your self-talk turns into the entity talk, which turns into angelic talk, which gets you confused. So next week, what I'd say is that your homework is to do something absolutely new for yourself, physically, at the level of action. So, and Captain Morgan, you just became a member. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for supporting me. You're such a dolly. And so we've got a chart up here. Hold on. I'm going to get out of the way. I'll bless you and leave you with that. Thank you for coming. First name, last name. And I hope to see you again. Okay. Bye, everyone.
So all 3 people that have asked me questions for astrology have the Gemini 11th house, which is social relationships and friendships and your place in society, and all of you have that same thing in common. That's a fairly that's very that would be statistically, 12 times 12 times 12. That's like 525. I don't know. That's like a 1 in 10,000 chance that all three of you would have the same thing. But you do. So here's Rock's horoscope, and we see that he also is Cancer rising, and so that new moon, the excuse me, full moon that's coming up in Cancer will also be in his 12th house and activating your Mars. So, Rock, you would be this. Some men are very sensitive to women and understand women better than others, and you're one of those rare people. So, you could post your phone number. Now I've given you such a good recommendation, but you're very sensitive. You're a very sensitive person to women, but also your intuition is very strong, and your psychic abilities will be also activated for the same reason as Linda Kennedy. We were talking with her because she has that full moon happening in the same 12th house of the spirit realm. So for people who are on the spiritual path, it's a big epiphany in the spirit realm. So that is something that you really need to do yourself a little solstice and full moon. Be here with us next week, and we'll all see how everybody's feeling, because we're going to have that full moon just as we're doing our show. That's really something amazing. So you have all these planets moving into the 12th house. So you will be having a period of inner revolutionary things happening in your spiritual path, because they're all passing by this area. Jupiter is in your 11th house, and it has passed over your sun already, and it is very close to your Venus, your natal Venus. So I don't know if you are in a partnership now, but things are going to be looking very fortunate in that area coming up, because Jupiter is right on top of Venus, and those are the two benefic planets. Let's look ahead and see when it's going to be exact, because it's coming up. Jupiter's in 4 degrees, your Venus is in 8. It's just coming up in about, it's moving fast. It's moving very fast. So it'll be exact in looks like in the end of June, in July, the beginning of July. So, and Uranus is there sitting on top of your sun. So Uranus on your sun and Jupiter on Venus, that would indicate some volatility. You're going to have a change in relationship. That's very, a big change. So, and looking like a good change for you. So, you do have Pluto in the 7th house, so that's another indication that there's some volatility in the relationship area with Pluto transiting the 7th. So, I'd say relationships and your spiritual path are the two big focuses for you, and you'll be having Mercury, Venus, and the Sun passing by your horizon in the summer, same time around July. So this is when things will open up. You'll see the daylight, and things will a very nice change for you. And you might get some offers, some traveling, or writing opportunities with Mercury passing your Uranus. There you go. All right.
So he said he's single, and there's something else. Yes, he loves people. And then he just laughs. LOL. We got you. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that. Oh, wait. He's planning to go to Japan.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the way you do. You plan, plan, plan. That's the way to
There you
do
go.
it. So we have been on over an hour. Time flies when we're having
Oh my
technical
gosh.
difficulties. And I'm glad to have everyone here. I'm going to just read off. And you, Hypnicity, you are having a 3 personal year, and you are a master number 29/11 master number. You can look this up on Google and see what does a life path 29/11 mean in numerology, that type of thing. Louisa, you already know you're having a 7 personal year, 7 life path, 2 personal year. Who else? Julie, we did you. Joyful, I did reverse engineer your your first message and found out. And happy birthday to you. We will definitely be putting you to the top of the list next week. And but you are a 4 life path having a 1 personal year. So it's like the opposite of one of the people I read. But oh my gosh, it's always very fun.
It is always fun. And I see Cynthia's doesn't seem to be here right now, but if Cynthia, if you catch the replay, contact me so we can have our reading on Sunday. I didn't get an email from you, Cynthia, so I'm looking. I looked again just today.
And
so let me know. No email. So send me an email, Cynthia. We can get together on Sunday.
So Rock is saying thank you. And I've got another new member. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate that. I'm really looking
I want to say Hide Marama. Is that right? Because in Italy, there's an area called the Marema.
Is that right? Did she pronounce it right?
My sweet. Is what I would.
I know the first part is not Hein, it's Hina Marama.
I would guess Hina Marama.
See, now somebody else asked if you were French.
Me?
Yes.
Well, truthfully,
she said yes. You did it.
I did it.
I've been working on that for a while. Hina Marama. Oh,
there is a whole area in Italy called the Marema.
Oh my gosh. So are you
Annie
French?
Oakley went there.
Annie Oakley. Oh gosh,
yeah, the Wild West show. So they still remember that. Can you believe it?
That's funny. So are you French?
No. Well, I don't know. I was adopted.
Oh, okay. So we'll say you're French because that's probably kind
of
sexy.
But it's an Indian name, if you're asking that. And you can see this is my hair color. I am blonde, but I'm not Indian. Yeah. But that is an Indian name given to me by my
Lalit.
Spiritual Indian music teacher.
Music teacher. Very, very, very good. And taught in Rome for the United Nations.
Yes.
Fancy pants.
You're used to teach astrology at the United Nations in Rome.
Fancy pants. Yes, you are. Oh, Marby would like to know if you received her email. If you just did it, Marby, then she probably did, but she can't get to that screen. And yes, we are both in, wait, you're not in California. You're in Nevada. I'm in California.
I'm in Nevada. I'm born I was born right where Debra lives. So.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Everybody has. It's Camp Pendleton around the corner. Everybody has had a little bit of Oceanside. Thank you so much for everything and we're going to dance off the screen. I got to find our little dance off.
Sad to see you go. This is my favorite time of the week. I love you all.
Me too. I love you all. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.